Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be handling this question number 10. Okay, this flow chart here. All right, and we're going to use the flow chart to fill up this trace table. Okay, we're going to use it to fill up this trace table. And then the question is coming from the paper 2, IGCSE Computer Science May June 2025, paper 2-1. Okay, just to remind you, please do like, share, subscribe if you've not. Okay, and hit the notification button so that when next I drop a video like this, you will be the first to know.
Okay, so we're going to use this flowchart to complete this trace table. Okay, so as usual, you know that the flowchart will begin from the start symbol there. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is to input score. Okay, input score. So we're using these values. All right, so the value for score will be 21. Now the next thing we'll move down here is score greater than or equal to 40. That is the question. So score, of course, is not, so the answer will be no. So you take down this part. Is score greater than or equal to 60? No. You come down here. Is score greater than or equal to 80? No. So the default response will be grade will be equal to D. All right, so after that you come down here, then your output will be you achieved a D. Yeah, you achieved a D. So you achieved a D. Good. So the next thing is that since we have all these values, so we need to keep inputting them. So we go back again to start for the second input. So we're done with this guy. Now to the next input, which is 46. So here the score here is 46. All right, so is score greater than or equal to 40? Yes. So you take this path, and then the value for grade will be C, and then you come down this path, and then the output will be you achieved a C. You achieved a C. Okay, so we go back again with the next value, which is 63. So input is 63. So the next thing for us to do is to come down here to check, is score greater than or equal to 40? Yes, it is. So this will happen, and the value for grade will be C, and then you take down this path onto the end where you have the output you achieved C. Okay, you achieved a C. Okay, so we're done with that. So let's go back to this next one. This next one is 63. Okay, so we come there, the input is 63. No, we've done this already, sorry. So this will be 91. Okay, so here we are, 91. Is score greater than or equal to 40? Yes. So you come down here again, the grade will be C, and then all the way you output the same thing. You achieved a C. Okay, so let's handle the last part, which is 12. So score is 12 here. Okay, so is this will be no. Yeah, because 12 is not greater than or equal to 40. So we'll come down here, no. Again, no. Yeah, again, no. All right, you'll see that 12 is not greater than or equal to any of this, so you get down to D. So your grade becomes D. Grade becomes D. So the next output would be you achieved a D. All right, so that's that for this very trace table. So the next part says explain how the flowchart can be changed to produce the correct output. So obviously the flowchart is producing the wrong output. So what do we need to do here? So usually the best thing would have been to reverse this, yeah, to take the higher number up there. We could just say let's say the first point would be to change the first decision symbol or box to this one, because you need to check for the higher value before going to the next and then the next. Okay, so we need to change it to is score greater than or equal to 80. So that's one. Then the second thing will be, because this one here is very okay, it's at the midpoint and it's very good, so you need to replace it with this one. So change the third decision symbol or box, whatever you want to call it, to a score greater than or equal to 40. Okay, so after changing that, now remember that since you changed this one to 80, you also need to change this one to A. Okay, so you can say change grade to grade equals A, right? So you change this, yeah. Again, you also need to change this one. So change grade A to grade equals C. C. Okay, so we've actually dealt with this path and we've gotten the required points already. But however, if you want to add more points, the more points would be, you know, each time we finish this, we're not asked if we want to continue again. So that could be another point that you want to add if you want, as in you ask the user to input a value. The value is going to serve as a sentinel to know when to break out of the loop. Okay, so I'm not going to include that here, but I will just explain. Okay, so you ask the user to input a value, so that very value is going to determine if the loop will continue or not. Okay, and then by the end of this work, so you can equally ask the user if you want to continue again, and then if the user says yes, depending on the value entered here, so you now need to loop back again. Okay, so that way you just get to, you know, keep entering this until the very end, but this alone is enough to give us the mark that we need. Okay, so you can check your mark scheme for more answers. Okay, all right, so I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again on the other one.